I've been using my gifted Greenote GSC50 pretty much exclusively since we unboxed it and had a first look over a week ago, and blimey, doesn't time fly when you're having fun, as you can tell by the fact that I'm still logged on to my work at this ungodly hour of the day. So I'm going to show you, because I haven't looked either, what this is like, how it's coped, tell you the plus points and the negative bits that I've found, and yeah, update you really on what's happened since the unboxing video. Let's have a look. Yes, hello my vacuum cleaner chums, how are you today? Yes, this is my gifted Greenote. And they wanted to send me one to see what I thought, and I said yes. As you know, when we did the unboxing video, I've not been sponsored, I simply taken a freebie for a bit of fun. And you know what, it has exceeded all my expectations, which were fairly low anyway. You know, one mustn't get too excited about what is only £130 worth of cordless vacuum cleaner. But you know what, it has, and I'll say this now, done a lot better than the Tinko Pure One S12 that I have. In that, you know, it is very, very full. I've emptied it a few times, haven't done it recently, I'll be honest. And yeah, it's, you know, it's still got pretty good suction. On low, I've had to charge it. It's on its second charge now. Used quite a lot. Yeah, this is where we are now. It is quite full. This is the sort of dirt that I pick up now that I have little Phoenix. It's all birdseed and bits of fluff. And look, the kids dropped their sweet packets. Look, it picked up a Mr. Kipling cake top packet thing. Absolutely fine. Yeah, shows you how good it is. What I have noticed is that some of the dirt gets stuck on this ridge, which wouldn't happen if you emptied it regularly. I will not lie. You probably don't want to let any cordless vacuum get this full, because you just don't need to. They're meant to, especially ones like this, they're meant for just quickly picking up dirt and then dumping it out. This will not replace your full-sized mains vacuum cleaner. It is definitely a pick the bits up from the top type job. I'll say that now. It's not a bad thing. It's what cordlesses were. It's what most of them still are. And as long as they're good for that, I fail to see the problem. It is very, very light. Very nice indeed to use and hold. And yeah, it's very well put together. There's a little bit of a bend on the tools, as there is on every single cordless cleaner, to be honest. My old £600 V11 did exactly the same. It is nothing new and it won't go away, and for its price point I can forgive it. What we're going to do now is I'm going to bring you down, because this needs emptying. As you can see, we have old Victor, the V9, my other gifted vacuum cleaner actually, crikey, ready to clean this out, because I haven't looked at the filter. When I dumped it, I just opened it, dropped it, left it. Haven't checked the filter. So we'll pick it apart and we'll see how well £130 worth of cordless vacuum cleaner has coped on the inside. I haven't noticed its suction dropping dramatically at all, to be honest, and I haven't really used it in, you know, full power mode either. I have just stuck to the normal mode. Oh yeah, you can't actually turn it on without there. So we'll lift this off, and it's not, there's pretty much zero dust in there, especially under here, which is where I would expect to see it. That is pretty spotless indeed. How are we going to do this most efficiently? I want to have a look at the filter first before we do anything else. Can you just come out without bringing everything else with you? Aha. Ooh, okay, so we have ourselves a fair bit of dust collected on some of the filter, not all of it. That must be some sort of byproduct, and in there is a fair bit of fine dust. But if we open up this, we'll see that a great deal of it has stayed off the filter. that is very, very clean. Of course you get 2 in the box, so at this stage you would, you know, bash that off and then chuck it in the wash and just put the clean wash filter straight back inside. I'm not going to do that fully. I'm going to clean this off with the Victor. And that's about it, really. That's all you really need to do. If you did that every time you emptied it with, you know, your mains powered vacuum cleaner that you also have, and then put it on the right way round, because that's pretty key, so that the Velcro lines up, you wouldn't really have an issue with that. That is most acceptable. So the Tinko Pure 1S12, remember on the full house demonstration I did at my mother's old house, we barely got 3/4 of the way through before the thing just cut itself out because the filter was so blocked. The shroud, it has been holding dirt quite a lot. I mean, it has just all fallen off now. But yeah, I think it does a very good job of keeping off the filter. Let's give this a vacuum off. And then we may as well empty that as well. I'm really quite impressed with that on my old Dyson. You'd empty it and then you'd have to spend 10 minutes bashing out all the fine dust that sits inside the thing. This, just dump and go. I mean, now that I let this build up a bit purely for the effect on the video, but yeah, if you emptied it, you know, a couple of times a week, you wouldn't do too badly at all. That's most impressive indeed. Top marks Greenote, I like that a lot. Put this back together. The suction is a bit better, but it never stopped picking up the bits at all. Let us have a look at the wand, which has a piece of paper stuck in it, although I will forgive it that, because the problem with bits of paper like this is that when they do that, they sort of fall out of the airflow and get stuck in there. So that's acceptable, I suppose. Now look at the floor brush. Now this is perhaps the biggest part that does let this machine down. It's not that it isn't good, it is. It's a bit skimmy, really. But it is saved a great deal by the fact that there is both a soft strip and a stiffer strip of bristles. That really does make the difference. And there's a little bit of my daughter's hair wrapped around it, not an excessive amount. And again, if I've had it to hand, we could slice up it with the fancy cutter, although I'll just pull those few bits of hairs off. And that's fine. The bearing seems pretty dust free, and it's all rather lovely, really. The other good thing about this is that I feel a lot less bad about shoving it straight over, you know, dropped sweet corn from the bird and bits of pasta from the kids. And yeah, I'm going to show you that. It is what it is, but it goes to show that there's a very definitive air path. It doesn't roll around. The stuff does just go straight up, presumably because of the way the bristles stick. And it's really open. So all you've got to do is get a slightly damp cloth. That is so much easier than my very expensive competitor cleaner, which has the motor down there so you can't get behind it. This, open it up, give it a clean, give it a wipe, missed a little bit of something there, and we're good to go. Where did I put the end bearing? Pop this back on, stick it in, and clip it on. And there we go. This is pretty much done and ready for more use. Very simple to maintain, very good indeed. So this is the main cleaner reviewed basically, and I'm very, very happy with it. It does all I would really want. Does all I would really want a, cheaper cordless machine to do. The only real thing that lets it down is the tools. And I'm going to be honest, Greenote, I know you watch these. This is absolutely terrible. Just really, really bad. I know the manual says it's for cleaning mattresses, but we all know it probably isn't. And yet I have tried every which way to use it, and it just does that. This part, rocks back. On other machines, there's a big bit that sticks out of there, presumably so it can ride the carpet. And unless you hold it to do that, it is not very good. I would not recommend buying this machine if you really do need a good mini turbo head. Bar that, the small tools, they're okay. I've been using it with the crevice tool to clean my desk, and it does a fairly good job. This dusting brush is not bad. It's a bit stiff, and it suffers like every dusting brush of this design does, but it pushes the dirt away because it doesn't go through the bristles, and if go at an angle and scoop it up, it's all right. I noticed this actually today. I haven't noticed it before. Inside there, look, the moulding is so that you can put the crevice tool in to extend it, and that would actually have been really handy to have realised. Maybe it says it in the manual and I just didn't realise because who reads the manual? And yeah, that is that. My little update, which I thought you might all like to know if you take this out of the equation and just stick to these. It is really quite good for its money, its price point, its intended use case and market. Because that's what you've got to remember with these things. They're all pushed towards certain demographics, price points, offers. And this, I think, does hit the spot a lot. I have no hesitations in recommending it purely based on my experience with it so far. Again, it stands up by itself, and it does. That is not just, a marketing gimmick. It really does stand up, and yeah, it charges up like it as well. So, thank you very much, Greenote, for providing me this to do a review of. It is a solid 7 out of 10 with all of the issues that I've mentioned, mainly being that, to be completely honest. Not a deep cleaner. You want to keep a mains powered something around to accompany this, but for picking it up, cleaning the mess you made in the kitchen, and then putting back, well, it's not too bad. So, there we go, really. Thank you very much for watching. Please comment down below what you think of this now that I've updated you, because some people weren't sure. I would put this firmly around, a Dyson V6 in terms of, cleaning and power. Let's not forget, Dyson V6 are still trying to, they're still 200 odd pounds if you find one new. This is much less. I think it has a better build quality, because obviously a Dyson V6 head still doesn't clean very deeply, and has the added fun of all the hair wraps around the end bearing until the thing stops dead. This doesn't have that. Doesn't look like it's going to fill itself up from the inside until it pulses. The filter isn't going to fill up from the inside until it pulses. It is a very good design. Well done, Greenote. And this, probably, because I'm going to keep it around for a bit, we'll see you soon. Bye bye.